Hello everyone, this is Manjula Devi P, working as Assistant Professor in GFGC Kanakpura. In this session, I would like to discuss about Unit 2 Environment Appraisal of Strategic Management of 6th semester Bangalore University. So in this Unit 2, let's see what is the topic that we'll discuss for today. It is company and its environment. So what is company and how environment is associated with the company, or how company has its link with its environment. So how company and its environment, the surrounding, is attached to, and what is the connection between them. First and foremost, these two, that is company or the organization and its environment, they are connected with each other because they have to exchange the information constantly. Like, what are the information that is needed by the company from its environment? Like, you need to know the extent of demand and what is the supply available in the market by your competitors, and what is the availability of raw materials, availability of laborers, what are the laws, rules and regulations which is given by the government, and what are the taxation policies, and what is your society and cultural aspect that is there surrounding the company. So likewise, what are the legal aspects of your business. So likewise, company wants information from its surrounding, that is from its environment, to get the information. Okay, same way company also have to give the information to its environment, like maybe through its advertisement, through its publications, through its company financial reports. Even this gives the information to the general public, to the shareholders, to the prospective shareholders, to the government, about how the company is actually operating, what is its financial position, what is the result of its business operations. So likewise, company and its environment, they are connected because there is a constant exchange of information that happens between them. Then there is exchange of resources. Like for any organization for that matter, it requires resources. Like it could be raw material, it could be laborers, it could be finance, or it could be any other resource, technology. Now this resources what the organization needs comes from its environment, isn't it? The raw material is available, maybe it's a natural resource, they have to extract it and use it, or maybe it is sold by some suppliers, so you have to approach them and get it. Same way, you need human resource, isn't it? You need both skilled and unskilled laborers to conduct the business operation, and all these laborers actually come from the society, isn't it? Same way, you need finance, you need technology, you need the assistance of government in many ways, many forms. So all these resources actually comes from the external environment to the organization. Same way, whatever the goods and services produced by the organization is given back to the environment, given back to the economy, isn't it? So maybe in the form of finished goods or semi-finished goods, or the goods which satisfy the demand of the consumers, which possess some utility to them, isn't it? So there is a constant exchange of resources from the environment to the company, from the organization to the environment. Same way, we have exchange of influence and power. What is this influence? So how organization gets influenced by its environment? Of course, as I said earlier also, no organization can live in isolation. Like there is a constant, influence from the external as well as internal factors to the business. Like today we are seeing this pandemic situation. Now what are the changes that the business organizations have made in order to cope with this? like in the previous session slides I was giving you example of production of more and more hand washes, more and more sanitizers, more and more masks, more and more PPE kits by the garment companies, isn't it? Now anyway there is less demand for other clothing, like there are no festivals celebrated in public, and the income level of general income level of the people are low, so they are not spending much on this clothing, so there is a more demand for PPE kits, isn't it? So this garment manufacturing have shifted their production towards this PPE and for mask production, isn't it? Again this detergent soaps manufacturing companies have started producing the hand washes. So same way, like whenever and again most of this grocery chain links, they have started their own online delivery, and many other online grocery and other consumables market has started the online delivery, isn't it? Again most of the coachings teaching is happening through online, isn't it? So many platforms have come up, like we have Byju's, we have Vedantu, we have so many n number of online platforms to give the education or knowledge. So that means the things which is happening in the society has a great influence on the business concern. Business concern has to get influenced or have to adopt to the changes that is happening in the environment. Same way, through its products, through its services, organization also brings or influences the environment. Like as I was saying earlier, what are the services that you are seeing today were not there 10 years before. Like I was talking about online food delivery, like you have Zomato, you have Swiggy, you have Uber Eats or whatever, it was not there. So the moment somebody dreamt of this concept, somebody thought it can be commercially applied, so this came and we all got adapted to it, isn't it? For us it's much easier to order online and get the delivery, instead of we going standing there in the queue and getting the products or service, isn't it? So like most of the things, again online doctor consultancy, so it was not there before. You had to go to a doctor, meet him, explain your problem, get the treatment done. But now you have all these online consultancies, even online medicine. So many things have, most of the things have come online, isn't it? That means because these services are goods provided by the organization, the scenario or the whatever the condition in the environment or in the society has changed, because there is a new product or service available which has actually shaped given a different shape to the things that is actually happening around. So that way both organization and the environment exchange the influence on each other. Then again power, so exchange of power also happens, in the sense when it is government, when it is legal environment, or a strong societal values or cultural values that has in the in the society, so it has a great impact on the organization. Like organization has to be abided by whatever the government laws which come, or whatever the rules or regulations that the government makes, has to be abided by it. Same way, sometimes the big organization have their own influential power on how things happen in the either in the political front or in the say in the societal front. So they actually give, they get influenced, the society or sometimes government gets influenced by the powerful position of the big business houses. So that way this organization and environment, they both are closely related to each other, because they constantly exchange information, they constantly exchange the resources, they exchange the influence and power. So they are closely related. Now let's see, if I classify the business environment, what is business environment? So it's the surrounding of the business which actually has a influence on the organization. So I can broadly divide them into micro environment and macro environment. What is micro? The name itself indicates. So it is in a smaller platform, or it is in one unit level. Okay, so it includes micro environment of a business organization, includes its first or close circle within which it is operating. Like you have your suppliers, you have your consumer base, you have your marketing intermediaries, you have your say competitors, your business organization, your management, your board of directors, your employees, your own vision, mission things. So all these are actually part of the micro environment of the business. And one important aspect about micro environment is, so as a business organization, you can exercise some considerable amount of control over it. That means if you want, you can alter it, you can change it, you can make the suitable changes that you want, or you can control it, you can make it work the way you want to some extent at least, if not 100%, isn't it? So that means this is the immediate environment of any business organization, and organization can have amount of control over this environment. Then we have something called as macro environment. The name itself indicates macro environment. This is at a broader perspective. A business is a small unit here, and this small unit is surrounded by so many aspects of the environment. So what are they? So here business is part of the entire society. So there are a whole lot of demographic factors, there are a whole lot of political influence, legal environment system, the general economic condition of the economy, the socio-cultural factor of the society. So all these things which is part of the general environment, which is common for everyone, or which is at least common for those related business units. Okay, this is called as the macro environment. So this is usually external in nature, this is outside the business, so you cannot have control over it, you cannot control the business policies, you cannot control the government regulation, you cannot control the economy situation, or you cannot control the society, or you cannot control whatever the cultural norms that the society has, isn't it? That means of course there will be slight influence, as there is exchange of influence and power both between environment and the organization, but the degree of control what the business organization has on all these factors is very minimal. So they cannot exercise, they cannot change it whenever they want or however they want it. Okay, so this is macro environment. Like all the components here you have in macro environment is external in nature for the business. Okay, yeah, in this unit, if I just go for a quick recap, so we discussed about how company and its environment are related, isn't it? So they are related because they constantly exchange the resources, they exchange the information, they exchange the power, they exchange the influence. Like both will have the transfer of all these things between each other. Then again the entire environment, for the purpose of analysis, we can divide into micro environment and macro environment. Micro is usually internal in nature, where it is within the circle of that particular business organization. It includes its employees, its organization, board of directors, management, and the customers, suppliers. So those are there in the first circle of the business. That is called as the micro environment, and business organization can have some control over the micro environment. When it comes to macro environment, it is external in nature, this is outside the business, and it is general in nature, it is applicable for everybody in the economy, like your government policies, legal environment, societal, cultural factors, technology prevailing in the economy, the whole lot of demographic factors. So all these are part of the macro environment of the business. Okay, so very important for the further discussions that we do, how this micro and macro can have influence and how to analyze these factors. So all those things we discuss in the coming sessions. Okay, For that you need to have a clear cut idea about the micro and macro environment and the relationship between company and its environment. Okay. So these are some of the further references which you can use. I have used the material from these resources. You can further go through with them in order to have a detailed knowledge about it. Okay. Thank you very much. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.